Testing, testing. Can you guys hear me on Zoom?
Absolutely.
I can hear you too.
I can hear you.
Thank you, Miss.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
sir.
Yeah.
All right, Commission Chair Peck, we are live streaming and recording and ready to go when you are. All right, I now call to order the Economic Development, Tourism and Events Commission meeting. It is now 5 o'clock and we are ready to go. Will the clerk please take roll call? Yes, ma'am. Commission Member Warner?
Present?
Commission Member Lean? Commission Member Case?
Here.
Commission Member Lesmeister?
Present.
Commission Chair Peck? Present. And Commission Member Amick?
Here.
And ex officio Commission Member Allen?
Present.
We do have a quorum. Great, thank you. Did anyone submit a public comment in advance? No, ma'am. Right. If anyone in actual or virtual attendance would like to speak, please raise your hand now. *9 is used to raise your hand if you are connected by phone. All right, moving on. We will now move on to the consent agenda consisting of the consent agenda. So from last meeting, are there any items that anyone would like to remove from the consent agenda? All right, do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, it is so approved. Guest presentations. Moving on, an update on the comprehensive economic development strategy update, Mr. Saldana.
Yes, thank you. If we have pull up the PowerPoint here in just a second. So we're moving right along on a variety of different areas. If we can go to the next slide, please. As you can see, we're into the, I should say we've completed the primary components of the analysis part of it, and now we're into the process of developing action plans, strategies, and those types of elements for the plan. We are anticipating, as you'll see in the timeline here, having a draft plan here very shortly. There are a couple of things that we want to review with you tonight and get some input from you all, just sort of set the framework for the overall strategy. So if we can go to the next slide, please. So this is a sort of a vision we drafted up from a combination of the SWOT analysis, the review of the the current plans and strategies and reports related to economic development for the city of College Place. And this is really a statement specifically for the economic development and for the CEDS itself. It just kind of is an overarching sort of vision for that. And so what we've done is really try to capture everything into a single sentence, which sometimes is difficult to do because there's a lot of things we could say, right? But this is what we've come up with: is the City of College Place vision for economic development emphasizes fostering a vibrant, sustainable community that balances small town charm with growth opportunities. So we've intentionally left the specifics about what type of growth opportunities and what type of specific elements those would come with as part of the overall plan. But what we wanted to do at this point is just kind of pause and get some feedback from you all in terms of how you feel this would describe a vision for economic development for College Place. So any comments, feedback?
I think it sounds good. This is Doug Case, and I think it looks good.
Yeah, I think it aligns with a lot of, other elements of what the city's got going on, and verbiage and language that kind of ties well with those as well.
I would agree. I like the vocabulary that you chose with vibrant and fostering sustainability, charm.
Agreed. I think it's consistent with the feedback we were getting from the community and the verbiage that was used from them as well.
Okay. Thank you. Any other feedback there on the vision? Okay, appreciate that. So now we're the next slide is showing you the foundational goals. Now these are really the sometimes we call them foundational goals, sometimes we call them themes of the strategy. They serve the purpose of sort of allowing us to frame the action plan, and in this case the CEDS, into sort of these big bucket areas that we can then focus some of the action plans, the goals, and the strategies for. And so I'll just go through these really briefly, and then again take some feedback with respect to these goals. So the first is to attract diverse businesses, and I did include a little bit of a definition, just because when we say attract diverse businesses, we want to make sure that we're talking about the diversity of the economy and creating new job opportunities. So that's really what the meaning is behind this. That will become more explicit in the development of the action plan and the descriptions that are presented. The next one is encourage downtown revitalization. This one we considered using the term like encourage continued downtown revitalization. That's also a possibility here because we know there's some work being done in there, but we'll leave it to you for your feedback there. Foster collaboration with local.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Just because I don't know this. So when we talk about downtown College Place, what are those parameters? from Andy's to, do you want me to answer that, sir?
I was going to defer to the city administrator, but yeah.
Okay. Basically Rose Street, and we're going to expand the downtown boundary all the way down to, is that 125? Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, the next one is foster collaboration with local institutions. And we've left this intentionally broad because the idea here is that the action strategies would discuss a variety of different institutions, from education, workforce development, cultural and arts, park and recreation, development community, real estate community, and the like. So again, this is a foundational goal, and everything would sort of fit in under that. The next one is enhance infrastructure and connectivity. This will, again, broad topic, but would really be the emphasis on the types of projects specifically that could be funded with EDA as an example, because they like to do a lot of brick and mortar type of projects. So you'll find those types of infrastructure projects related to economic development here. The connectivity, it really serves a dual purpose. So not just connecting people together, but connecting communities together, connecting connecting the city to the highways, connecting people together via broadband and those types of things. So it really does give us the opportunity to develop some action strategies around that in a broad sense. And then the last area is expanding tourism opportunities. Again, this is one of those areas that continues to be a highlight for the city and for the region. And so we want to make sure that we address that separately from the standpoint of the overall economic development activities. So these are the foundational goals that we've come up with. So I'm happy to take feedback, input, anything you think we need to edit here, define a little bit clearer. We'll take that input.
Mike here. The one thing I will say, I mean, it may be covered in the diversity of business opportunity comment, but I just think it's important that for the periphery of our community, like Myra Road, State Route 125, those areas, that in general the community is pretty supportive of like the big boxes like the Walmart, the Home Depot, or other ancillary uses like that, like if we're able to get a Target, things like that. Because just when I market to like ICSC down in Las Vegas and stuff, I know within the Walla Walla nomenclature, they pride themselves on a small business, which we do too for the downtown, but sometimes there's like a fear that there's not that support there. And I think it's important that there is, but just in like key areas.
Right. Right. Good point. Yes. So the diversity of businesses would cover all of those aspects of it. So from not just the the types that are going to be head of household positions, but also the diversity in terms of providing options and opportunities for for residents. We heard a lot about having restaurant options and shopping options and some of those types of things. So that'll all be covered within the context of that.
Great. And then the one other thing too, in that same note, I will also mention about the need for like the light industrial flocks, like
Right.
some of what you've seen come together for the Martin Airfield study, because we definitely lean into the retail and the restaurants, but I would say our need for the family wage jobs is key. So it goes outside of the tourism, local government, wine industry space.
Right. And you'll see strategies and language that parallels the Martin Field study, you know, the information that comes in there. So that way it's speaking the same language and the same verbiage.
Great, thank you.
Other comments? Okay. Well, the last slide just is basically where we're at. We're working on a draft plan. The way the process will work from this point forward is we will submit the draft plan for administrative review with staff, just to make sure we've got things accurately reflected and stated and boundaries corrected, or correct, I should say. We'll also be putting together the list of the potential projects and mapping those projects out as well. We're awaiting some new feedback from EDA in terms of what the priorities might be for this coming budget cycle. We know what things will not be in there, but we don't know everything that could be included. So that's something that we continue to monitor on a regular basis. And so we'll make sure that we keep that up to date as well. And then the plan would be, once we complete that administrative draft, we always refer to it as a 70% draft, because as it goes through the remainder of the process, it tends to pick up a few more areas along the way. And so we will present a draft to the commission and ultimately to the council for review, and we'll work out a final schedule with the city administrator for this next several weeks, and hope to have this wrapped up in the very near future. So, any closing questions you may have of me? All right.
Thank you, Paul. We look forward to seeing all that come together. It's a good start.
All right. Thank you.
All right. If there's no other questions, moving on to it doesn't look like we have any action agenda items. Moving on to the staff reports, Downtown Association formation update, Ms. Garcia.
Okay, thank you. I am super excited to report that the downtown organization, at long last, this is the 6th try, I think, or something like that, and we are up and going. I've listed our board members here. We really have an all-star board, and Mr. Kirk Amick is part of that. Just welcomed him at the last meeting. We have been in the process of planning, getting money. We just received $2,000 from the city of College Place for general operating support, which will go to board insurance and incorporation fees and so on and so forth, all those kind of like little things. We've chosen some projects, including murals company. We have this beautiful logo. Can't remember if I presented this at the last meeting. Did I? I did. Okay. Well, anyways, it has City of College Place colors, and it has this beautiful tree in homage to the change of seasons. So, yeah, and I'm happy to take any questions on that, if there are any.
Do we have any questions or comments? I think it's great. Thank you for your work on that.
It's been awesome. It's a very exciting group to be part of, and lots of energy in the room and so much enthusiasm, and what I'm starting to understand and lovingly refer to as College Place pride.
That's great. Okay, moving on. Youth Advisory Commission project for 2025, Ms. Garcia.
This is mostly just for your guys's information. I am super pleased to report that the Youth Advisory Commission has chosen to take on a sister city project as their 2025 project. So there are about 10,000 people in the Walla Walla Valley that live or that are from the city of Hungapeo in the state of Michoacan, which is here. because I didn't know where it was until I Googled it. Anyways, there it is. So, long story short, we are working on trying to get a partnership going, which will include things like pen pal programs, hopefully, maybe mutual, exchanges of some sort, perhaps like art exhibits, that, we show off from our sister cities. And we're also working on trying to identify a community in Italy that will be our second sister city as well. So it's a big kid project. I'm super proud of that group. Even adults don't tend to take on that size of a project, right? And they have big aspirations. They're a really great group of kids. So, and Mr. Amick's daughter is on that commission. I'll shout her out.
You guys are busy. And so is this high school students? Is it junior high and or middle school and high school, or?
We have one student from WAVA and we have 3 students from College Place High School and 2 students from Walla Walla University. And so they're all young adults, / late teens.
Well, that's great. I look forward to hearing what they're gonna do. I didn't know they had pen pals anymore, but.
Well, I'm not sure
It's
if there
good.
are, but I know there are for like jail and stuff.
Yeah. Thanks for that. All right, and 2025 meetings and events calendar.
And I have presented for your guys' information an updated meeting and events calendar. I mean, it's just kind of always going to be changing as, things emerge. So we have new Youth Advisory Commission meetings. We have chosen May 18th for block party, and we are hopefully going to choose October 11th for this College Place branding event that we're working on. And I literally just threw together, as I printed out for all of you, this beautiful. I love making flyers. It is a deep passion of mine. I don't know why. But anyways, have basically the whole year, in English and Spanish. Apparently it's not on there. And also for our market, this is my new deputy city clerk, Mr. Beardumble. We just got back from our Washington State Farmers Market Association conference, and we're super proud to be providing various food access programs yet again at our market. So, yeah.
Well, welcome and congrats. I like that you have all the events listed so people can mark up their calendars right away instead of doing it one by one.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have any other questions from any of the other members? I'll take that as a no. So it looks like that's the end of the staff reports for tonight, at least on my agenda. Is that correct? So our next meeting is April 7th, 2025 at 5 p.m. And with that, we will conclude the meeting. Is there a motion to conclude the meeting?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
I second it.
If there's no objection, the meeting is now concluded at 5:22 p.m. Thank you all.
Thank you.